Tonight, new developments on the stunning collection of Trump team communications by U.S. intelligence. We now know where the Intel Committee Chairman Devin Nunes viewed the information he found concerning. That's ignited a controversy of its own. More on that in just a minute. But first, Ranking Member Adam Schiff still won't let up on Nunes for briefing the president on the matter before the committee.
Well, we can't have a credible investigation if one of the members, indeed the chairman, takes only information he has seen to the White House and doesn't share it with his own committee. I think the chairman has to make a decision whether to act as a surrogate of the White House, as he did during the campaign and the transition, or to lead an independent and credible investigation. I hope he chooses the latter. The country really needs to have an independent, credible investigation in the House.
Adding fuel to the controversy, it was revealed today that Chairman Nunes viewed the documents that reportedly shows incidental collection of Team Trump on White House grounds a day before he revealed it to the news to the public. His spokesman says it was shown to him there in order to have proximity to a secure location where he could view the information provided by the source. Because of classification rules, the source could not simply put the documents in a backpack and walk them over to the House Intelligence Committee space. White House Press Secretary Sean Spicer addressed that revelation at today's briefing.
I know that Chairman Nunes has confirmed that he was on White House grounds Tuesday, and frankly, any questions regarding who he met with or why he was here should be referred to him. I'm not going to get into who he met with or why he met with them. I think that's something that he has been very, very clear, and I'll let him answer.
Oh, yeah, Greg, it just seems like a lot to do. A lot of times committee chairmen can go to the White House, and they're looking for these sensitive, compartmentalized information facilities, secure locations.
Well, you know, we must point out, first of all, that Adam Schiff is definitely Sheriff Woody from Toy Story. When I look at him, that's all I see. Do you?
He needs the hat, though, right?
He does need a hat.
Yeah.
I don't know. The question is, has he helped or hurt the president? I mean, it's like he wanted. It sounds like he wanted to do the right thing, but it kind of blew up in his face. It's like setting up two people on a blind date, and one turns out to be a psychopath. But the bottom line is the perception from Nunes' broad claim that Trump's people were surveilled through incidental collecting, in a way, has proved that Trump is kind of right. Not completely right about Obama, Bob, but that's all. The best you can hope for is being half right. And Trump, in a sense, is half right, which is better than most politicians. Nunes provided Trump with more cover than Michael Moore's shadow.
All right, Bob, you're chuckling, but why don't we wait and find out what Nunes knows, what he's seen, what he's been told and shown. He said several documents showing Trump team transition members being incidentally surveilled by the FBI or Intel.
The key point you made here was that they couldn't carry these things up to the Intelligence Committee because it would have been an illegal act, or they would have had to write out the fact that they took it out, which indicates to me that, you know, the most secure locations in Washington by far are the House and Senate Intelligence Committees. And they could have easily gone there, but they didn't do that. Why? Because a Trump person gave it to Nunes to cover up for the next
You're speculating.
Well, no,
you're speculating, Bob. You don't know.
We don't speculate on the five.
We don't know who Nunes saw these documents. We don't know who that.
Oh, actually, somebody had to have access to the White House grounds to get
Megan,
there, right?
NSC has offices in the White House.
Well, we still don't know what evidence he's speaking of, and it's incumbent on Nunes at this point to be as transparent as possible. I think it's important to note that he became the chairman because he doesn't have a reputation for being grandstanding. He had a very good reputation, which is why he was given this serious position as chairman. And it's not beyond anyone's comprehension. We know that President Obama targeted people for political reasons through the IRS, through the Tea Party. It is not above everyone's understanding that this can happen, but I am begging Chairman Nunes to be as transparent as possible, because I do believe the American public has a right to know whether or not our intelligence agencies are doing things specifically for political purposes and specifically against this sitting president, which all leaks right now point to yes.
By the way, you cut me off. I don't know.
Go ahead, Bob.
No. I would just want to say it's okay.
No, don't cut Bob off.
No, it's fine. I just.
You're cutting each other off.
Can I give you
let him know that
Can I give you this? The shroud of mystery that's surrounding this thing. Tuesday night, Devin Nunes gets a call while he's with staffers. The cab he's in, the Uber he's in, has to pull over. Nunes leaves the Uber with his staffers in the car, goes to the White House, gets this information, and then the next day is when they reveal that there's something going on.
Well,
Yeah, he's switching cars. It reminds me the end of Goodfellas. Where's the casino? When they're switching cars and talking on
That was
casino,
definitely
yeah.
Casino, yeah.
When the wives are talking about really boring stuff for 20 minutes and all of a sudden they get to hand the phones back to their husbands. The thing is that Chairman Nunes actually thought about installing his own private server in order to get the classified information at his house because he realized that that's not a crime anymore.
Yeah.
But he went ahead and went to the White House. There are other secure locations he could have gone to. You know, it's
The
funny
Popeyes
because
on 17th.
very secure.
Or that Starbucks
and
bathroom that
delicious
everyone
biscuits.
goes to.
But Adam Schiff going in front of cameras every chance he gets, talking about independence is absolutely laughable. And I guess one of the reasons that the chairman didn't share this information with Congressman Schiff is because Congressman Schiff is a little bit annoying,
Yeah.
and he knew that no matter what he did, either way, he was going to
He
run
wouldn't
himself
share
over.
it with him because he was covering up for the White House. By the way, if the guy was in it, I don't care who it was, whoever gave him that stuff had a White House pass, which means they work for Trump.
Well,
Which
wait,
means
wait,
they
wait,
were-
wait.
Can you wait a second?
Does Schiff work for Trump now?
What does that have to do with it? We're talking about Nunez. We're talking about him getting out of a cab
Nunez
like
work for
some
Trump?
modern-day
Bob,
007.
you're just making the leap that
me.
it actually came from within the White House. You can use the White House.
What's
clearly-
illegal
but he clearly read
about that? You got to have a pass to get in the White House. Try it
Whatever
without one.
information he has become privy to clearly alarmed him enough to say this in front of a press corps, knowing he's a smart man. He knows that this would probably end up
And he was
being
covering up for
controversial.
Trump and
I
Manafort
don't
the
think
next
that's fair.
day.
I think there are a lot of unanswered questions about exactly what the intelligence community was doing and why. And again, if he saw some evidence that showed that they were spying on Donald Trump for a specific reason, that is information the American public more than has a right to know.
Well, you should take it to his committee, shouldn't he?
I'm not conspiratorial by nature. I really am not. And I think all the information, all the leaks that have shown so far since President Trump has been elected are pointing to an extreme politicization in our intelligence communities that the American public should be very wary of.
But
And
why should Trump get that information before the committee gets it?
He's the president
Well,
of the
he's the
United
president.
States. He has
Well-
access to more information than the committee
Well,
has
that's
access
what you
to.
think. You think he has
I think
more-
he's the president.
I think he doesn't read anything. That's his problem.
Let's move on to this. Today, Press Secretary Sean Spicer pushed back on the idea that Nunes was the recipient of what they're calling a White House, quote, leak.
Why is this leak okay, but other leaks are not?
There's a difference between a leak, someone leaking out to reporters for nefarious, to take classified information and share it with people who aren't cleared. Chairman Nunes is cleared. He is the chairman of the Intelligence Committee. Someone who is cleared to share classified information with somebody else cleared is not a leak.
All right, Bob.
Okay.
Yeah.
All you, brother.
What, I mean, should I repeat the thing I said about Spicer? I shouldn't say
wouldn't,
that.
no.
No, he's got a family. He's not going to last long anyway. Listen, the fact of the matter is, what he said, that is the most tortured answer I have heard. This is the chairman of the Intelligence Committee. It's unprecedented. They never, ever have that happen. When I was in the White House in '76, we started, the Intelligence Committees were started on Frank Church's bill, and it was Barry Goldwater and Daniel Inouye were the two co-chairs of the Senate. And never once did either one of them give something to the White House that the other one didn't know.
Did you just make a claim that White Houses don't leak? Is that the
No.
claim you're
I
making?
said that what happens is the Intelligence Committee chairmen usually are formidable Americans who are not trying to cover up for a dirty president.
Gotcha.
If
Hold on.
it may not be a leak. It's what I would call a tease. You know what I mean? It was like you see, I think it was very premature in this press conference. It was like somebody who said they have really good gossip, and right when they're about to tell you, they go, "Oh wait, I got to go. I'll call you back."
Or like Rachel Maddow saying that she has Trump's tax returns, and then you realize that rich people actually pay a lot of money in taxes.
Exactly.
Okay, but here's the
part of
problem, though.
that there wasn't a more distance between the actual, that Tuesday night jumping out of the cab, getting the information, and then that press conference that Nunes held the very next day.
Yeah, I mean,
Should
what's
a little
problematic
time in between?
is also the White House points to Nunes's information and says, see, we're exonerated. See, that's, and they gave
But they're not exonerated,
But
right?
at some point,
Well, we
it's
don't know
begging
yet.
the question. At some point, it's using the premise as the conclusion. And that's a fallacy.
Bobby, let me bring Megan in.
Obama
Bob.
tapped Trump.
I believe that they were, I don't believe necessarily in the wiretapping. I don't think we should get caught up in that one phrase. But I do believe that a lot of these agencies inappropriately use surveillance in one form or another.
Bob,
That's
hang on,
the
I
real
wanna bring
question
Megan.
here.
There was, I think on Friday, Nunes said he was going to call James Comey and Admiral Rogers for a closed-door meeting that was supposed to happen today. There were no shows.
Well, I mean, that's highly disappointing for a lot of reasons. But I think James Comey has completely shot himself in the foot. I thought he should have stepped down before the election, no matter what president we had, because Republicans and Democrats have reason to believe that he is politicized and easily manipulated in both ways. I'm deeply concerned. I've always been deeply concerned by these leaks one way or the other. I think anytime you're taking secret intelligence information that could impact our national security into your own hands for political reasons, to say it's dangerous, I think it's treasonous. I think it's insane. And so I have said from the beginning, I think this White House specifically has a leaking problem because a lot of people were put into place in the intelligence communities under President Obama. And I don't know exactly where they go going forward, but I do think this normalization of leaks is very dangerous, starting, by the way, with WikiLeaks and the understanding that releasing Hillary Clinton's information is okay. But I think Chairman Nunes really needs to be as transparent as possible.
Megyn,
it's the biggest advice I would give to him.
Let me ask you a question. Given it's fair to say this has become fairly controversial, this investigation. Why, let me ask Eric this too, why would you guys, or do you, oppose an independent counsel to get this thing out of Capitol Hill, out of politics, into the hands of people who know what they're doing and who have no skin in the game?
Why did you oppose that with Benghazi?
Huh?
Why did you oppose that with Benghazi?
I didn't oppose it with Benghazi.
Why did you oppose that with Hillary Clinton's email scandal?
I didn't.
I did not either, but I find that a lot of your colleagues and people who share your philosophy completely opposed it.
Frankly, I hate to get into Benghazi again because I promised I didn't mention.
Come on, let's stay on this. Megyn,
You stayed on Benghazi for 4 years.
Would you be opposed?
No, but the
to
problem is there's an
independent
innate distrust of so many people in our intelligence communities and so many people, quite frankly, that would be on such a committee. I mean, it's at the point that it's absolutely ridiculous, and quite frankly, it scares me that so many people have this distrust. But I actually don't think it's something to make light of. You're talking about our national security secrets and people purposely trying to undermine our president.
So are you for an independent counsel?
Let's bring Greg in.
Yeah, I am too. I think we need an independent investigation to find out if it's Nunes or Nunez, because it's driving me crazy. Also, this is all about a tweet. And the tweet, you almost had the sheet over the tweet, and then Nunes came and gave the tweet CPR. It was like we had just moved past that story, and for some reason he had to come back and do that. It was already 2 weeks old.
All right. We're going to leave right there, and I called his office, and the voice on the recorder said, Congressman Nunes.
Nunes, that's what I'm thinking.
No N-Y.
No tilde.
Nunes, no tilde.